in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 2 easiest and the fastest ways to move to the UK in 2022-2023. And if you have been trying to move abroad recently and you have tried so many routes, you have tried to go through schools, you have applied for jobs, and you are yet to get any positive response, my goal for this series is that at the end of the day, you will be able to get the clarity that you will need if you really want to leave your home country and move abroad. So I am going to be sharing with you step by step on what you need to do if you decide to move to the UK in the shortest possible time, or any country in the Europe or US or any country of your choice. I'm going to share with you what has been proven to have worked over and over again. So if you are really interested in moving to UK or any of these countries that people really love to go to in 2023, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, because not only will this video deliver the value that you actually need, but you also want to make sure that people that really want to move abroad in 2023, they will have the information that they need at hand. So without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Lynda. I'm a registered nurse and I lived and worked in the UK for a while before moving to the United States. So in this channel, I share information about work, study, and everything that you will need to thrive abroad. So if you have been looking to travel abroad, be sure to join this family by subscribing, and I believe you'll find every information I share in this channel very useful, not only to you but to your loved ones. Okay, so let's get it. So the first, easiest and the fastest ways that people are beginning to use these days. In fact, one of my very close person traveled to the UK within 3 months. In fact, within 3 months with this particular one, and that is study. And at this point, people will be thinking, oh, studying, everybody knows it's easy, but it's very expensive and all of that. Just stay with me. Studying is not just like you get admission in any school and then you go to the UK and you hear about people after studying, they are forced to go back home, maybe because they studied with a scholarship that has one of the requirements that they must go back home. Another one is that people study and at the end of the day, they are not able to get a job and they are running around, they are doing that and all of that. No, I'm going to share with you this other way that people are beginning to make studying abroad work for them. And the first one is studying an in-demand course. I'm going to make a checklist and I'll post it in the Telegram group later, so that this video will not just be any of those videos, but something that will be really relevant in the time to come, and you'll be able to use it and make a concrete decision for you and your family. So what happens is that the first one is making sure that the course that you're studying is an in-demand course. Now, people will say in-demand course, all those shortage occupation list stuff. See, the one secret I'll share with you is that there are courses that are in that shortage occupation list that even when people finish studying it, they will still be struggling to get a job, even though it's in the shortage occupation list. So my point in this in-demand course is to study those courses that you have seen immigrants, they will travel and study that course, and at the end of the day, they don't struggle to get a job. I'll say that again. You've seen that immigrants, you know, people from your country, they study those courses, and at the end of the day, it is easy for them to get a job. Example of those courses, I will not say it because I'm a nurse, but nursing is one of those courses. Physiotherapy, radiology is one of those courses. And then what you can do is that when you study any of those courses, at the end of the day, most of the time, many of the people that study those courses, they end up staying back in that country and they get a job. They don't struggle. So people will now say, okay, what if I don't have a background? I have a degree, but I don't have a background. The person I'm talking to you about is not a nurse originally, but decided to move. I've talked about this severally in this channel. And people, like, they wanted to like follow the short course and they were not able to follow. But so many others use this route to travel to the UK this year. Not just nursing, but there are so many other courses. I'm going to be expanding on some of these ones that people are beginning to use in the subsequent series in this Visa 101. The second one about studying is that the course that you need to study, if you are not in the health line, or even if it is an in-demand course, make sure that you are selecting a course that will give you a license. Now, if it is IT, if it is accounting, if it is any of all those professional courses, let it not just be a normal master's degree that you're doing or a normal course. Let it be a course that will give you a license, because when you have a license in any of these developed countries, it is far easier for you to get a job. And then there are also other courses that will give you apprenticeship. Now, if it is IT, even though IT is in demand and a lot of countries want people that have like skills in IT, some people make the mistake of just studying any course, maybe so data and all of that, but they don't have something to show for it. So in the beginning, you are going in as an entry level, right? And then you struggle with so many other people that want to go through that entry route. So if you are moving from your country, you want to be intentional about it. So if you are selecting a course in IT, you select a course that will give you apprenticeship with that course. So there are courses that you study in the UK and they have like apprenticeship. So during that time, it is a big time for you to now develop relationship with employers, and you will also be able to build your portfolio that way. So that way, when you finish studying, you have an edge over so many other people that are competing to get a job in IT. Okay, so another one is that this is just for people that are already going for master's degree. They want to move with their family. There are so many other ways that people are making this work for them, and I'll continue to share details as we move along. Another one is undergraduate. So even if it is undergraduate course, don't just apply for so many courses, and when you get admission, you'll be like, yes, I got admission abroad to study music, to study language and all of that. Now, just be intentional. I know so many people that are going through the undergraduate route, they are still very young. And sometimes they think, oh, because I have a friend that did it. You don't know the background of that, your friend. You don't know the kind of family. Maybe they already have a family abroad. But for you that don't have anybody abroad and all of that, and then you go and study an undergraduate course. While I was in the UK, I met a lot of our people did undergraduate courses, and they are not practicing what they studied. They end up going back to, unskilled jobs and all of that, because the course they studied, they are not able to get a job. So if you are my own person and you're going for undergraduate course, the same advice I give for master's degree is what I will give to somebody that is going through the undergraduate route. So make sure you're picking a course that is in demand, a course that has apprenticeship attached to it, a course that will be able to help you to build a portfolio that will give you an edge, so that when you come out, you are working in that same profession that you have actually studied to work. Okay, so another one, people will not say, okay, I'm leaving out people that doesn't have a degree, or people that has low GPA, because that is what people also say when they get a third class in Nigeria, or they get a third class, or 2 they will think, oh, that they are abroad journey. So even if you have a low GPA and you feel like your abroad journey has ended, no, a lot of schools these days, a lot of schools in the US, in the UK, are accepting people with low GPA. Sometimes they combine it with, if you have low GPA but you have experience in that field, if you have a low GPA and you are able to write a convincing essay what you can actually bring to the table in that school, then you'll be able to gain admission. A lot of people are already doing it. A lot of people are going to school abroad with their low GPA. There are so many factors that actually contribute to students having low GPA in their home country. So some of these schools abroad, they are already considering that. Now, the biggest question is, people will say, what if I don't have money? These schools, they are really expensive. I also thought that when I was, in fact, so many of these options that are coming out today, I didn't know about. So when you get admission and you just see how much the school fees is, you just give up. So, but there are beginning to be companies that are coming out today, helping people with students loan, helping people to deposit their money. Even when you are rich, remember, even if when you are rich in developing countries, even the school fees will still be very high. So there are companies that are beginning to help out with that, school deposits, loans, and people are using those options. I'm going to be sharing more details about this if this is something that people really want. Another one, that even if you did not go to school, even if you feel like you don't want to go through the degree route and all of that, you don't have the IELTS. The Waka Waka doctor talked about it in our video, in the video I did with him recently. If you watched that video, is going through the vocational route. There are so many vocational schools these days in Ireland, in the UK, in Germany, in the US, that people are beginning to use as options. So many of these vocational schools, you can actually travel with family. You require a form of like school fees and some of deposits and all of that. But like I mentioned, there are companies and organizations that are coming out these days to help students from developing countries to study abroad, and they will give you the loans and everything for you to repay back. So people are using those options and they are able to meet up. Okay, so these vocational schools, they help you to learn a particular vocation. You can travel with family, and sometimes they are very short. Some are even makeup schools, barber, I don't know how to call that one, but like people that cut hair, chef, and so many of those vocational schools are in existence, and those are the options that people don't really know about, but people are beginning to take advantage of travel with their family. Scholarship are other ways that people are beginning to use to make their travel to United States or the UK and other ones very, very easy. It's one of the easiest and the fastest ways as well that people fund their schooling abroad. So these scholarships, there are so many of them. The ones that you see, like they say Commonwealth Scholarship, Chevening Scholarship, and all of that that people use, that are very, very competitive, and so people don't even want to hear about them because of how competitive they are. But the thing is that there are other ones, like if you want to study master's degree in the United States, for instance, there are so many of these schools that offer this graduate assistantship, and a lot of people are beginning to use that. So many people don't even know that those things exist. So graduate assistantship is like they will give you a job in that department, you will work, and then you will study. Most people do this, and they do their first master's degree, they will do their second master's degree. That way it means their education is now free of charge. Okay, and another way is that if you are studying undergraduate courses, so many of the schools in the United States, and I'm beginning to see that even in Europe and in the UK, so many of the schools, they will offer you like scholarship. Some of them are guaranteed scholarship, that if you are coming from abroad, because especially in the United States, they like to make sure that they have a cultural mix in their schools. So for them to attract international talent, they usually offer scholarships that are guaranteed. So if you get admission from overseas, they have like a particular, they will say some of them offer up to 30,000, 50,000. I've seen up to 60,000 scholarship that they offer to international students. So that way you're able to get in and start your first year, and then you can even, some students, they now work and study, like as they are studying during the weekends, and how many hours they are able to study, they'll make some money, and they'll be able to help. Those money will now be able to help them with some of the fees in the school. Okay, so not just only those traditional scholarship, the school scholarship and the graduate assistant scholarship, and if it is PhD, it's even easier. So many research institutes around the world are looking for PhD students to help them to carry out their researches, and it will be completely free. Sometimes 3 years, 5 years, 4 years scholarship for PhD students, which is really cool. So these are the various options that are available for schooling alone. My goodness, if you really want to travel abroad in 2023 and you want to really, really travel, guys, there are a lot of opportunities, there are a lot of options. Do not give up quite quickly. Explore, research, and find a path that you know you'll be able to do, and follow it and do everything that it takes. I will tell you what you need to avoid at the end of this video, so stay with me. Second bit is work. Now, work is really very competitive. That is how I moved to the UK, and people at that time as well, they will say it's competitive. I know what comments I got when I said I was going to the UK. People saying that UK is not good, people saying that the taxes there is high, and all of that. Do you know people will make such comments and then they will relax, they won't do anything? But do you know many of them at the end of the day in 2023, they are now struggling with others to come. So to work in another country, there are two. First of all is the skilled work, and the second one is your skilled work. I'll talk about the skilled work. One thing that will make you to travel to any country as fast as possible and as easy as possible as a skilled worker, as a skilled professional, is to follow the guideline of that profession. If it means writing English exam, writing the professional exam, registering with the professional exam, as you are finishing watching this video and you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you're a physiotherapist, you are a social worker, and you want to move to any country, what you can do is just to get the guideline, go to the professional body of that's your profession, get the guideline, get the requirements, and go do it. Don't look for shortcuts. You will have seen people that are nurses that are looking for shortcuts up till now they are still in their home country. So just go, write down all the requirements, follow it bomber to bomber, follow it one at a time, and you will see yourself in a space of 6 months. If you are not in that country, you are close to traveling to that country. Okay, so for skilled workers, it's that simple. It's that simple. If it is English, go and start preparing for English. For me, I also was in, when I was in your shoe, I also tried to look for shortcut, but guess what? It does not work. Until I now said, okay, I went and wrote the exam. I saved up for the exam, because definitely if you tell someone you want to move abroad in your whole country, sometimes they will not give you the push, because they know it involves money. They don't want to spend and they don't want to waste time, because they've heard stories of people wasting time and wasting their money because they want to travel abroad. So what I did, because I knew that that was what I really wanted to do, I made sure I just saved up for only English. And when I now passed the IELTS, guess what? I started getting all the support I needed, because I have already passed, you know, I'm already in the line of what I wanted to do. So that is what I would say. If you want to move as a skilled worker, don't look at the whole money that is going to cost you. Start from the first step, and you will see that help will come. I've seen this person I'm telling you that moved within a space of 3 months. They did not figure everything out. They did not figure out where all the money will come. But because they have passed this stage, got admission, everything was clear. Everybody was willing to do everything they can to help them to get there. So for the skilled worker, I'm also going to share with you details and how you can make it work in the subsequent series. Okay, now for the unskilled. So the unskilled is the one that is competitive, but if you position yourself well, you'll be able to get a job. I know someone in the Telegram channel today was like, I've applied, I did this with a good CV, and yet I'm not able to get a job. It is very competitive. Even people that have gotten the job in 2022, so someone told me that she applied like a crazy person. She applied and applied and applied and applied. Even nurses that are now finding it difficult to get a job in the UK, some of them, they apply to so many of these organizations. Even for those that did not include visa sponsorship, they will apply. They were not looking at the unfortunately. Definitely you will get a no. So if you're an adult, you will get a no. So the kids, they will get a no, but they don't care. They move on. And if they tell them no, they will come back again. But adults don't want to go back. The thing is that no is part of life. If you get a no, that doesn't mean that a yes will not come. Okay, so what I can say is that there are policies that will keep changing. There are things that will keep coming. There are opportunities that will keep coming. If you feel like you can't do nothing but go as a healthcare assistant, but go as maybe as an unskilled labor in any of this country, food speakers and all of that, then you have to give yourself the chance and the time to apply and apply. First of all, if English is needed, like in the UK, English is needed for the visa. So even if you find all these ones that will tell you come without English, at the end of the day you may get stuck in the visa stage. Why not write English? At least save up for the English. One thing I've told people that it worked for this year was, because those ones that sometimes they will tell you, even if it is school, they will tell you that they don't need English, that they need your WAEC and all of that. Once you have English, it will just remove the whole competition from that. Like, it will reduce the competition by 50%. So why not try to reduce the competition? Of course, I know that some people may not have the money for the English. Then join the competition, but apply and apply and apply. I already made an extensive video about CVs. I believe that I usually say that that's one of the best you can find on the internet. You don't need to pay anybody for your CV. If you follow what I have talked about in that HCA video and CV, you will make a good CV that will help you to apply for any job, even if it is not HCA, but chef jobs in Australia, chef jobs in Ireland, chef jobs in the UK. You can use that template that I've already made in this video, and it will help you. So guys, I am really pumped up, and I want to share with you what I have seen and heard that work for people. When these people that I told you that they got this opportunity in the UK, when they were going, I know what I told them to get ready. Even the dependents, this is the courses that you need to do. These are the things that will help you. That when you get there, as your wife or your husband is working, these are the things that will help you, so that when they finish, you are also working as a professional. You're getting your work permit and all of that. Guys, if you have found value in this video, do one thing for me: like this video, share with some people, share it with someone that it will help. Okay, join the Telegram channel and continue following this series. I really want to see us succeed and win in 2023. I want you to be able to move abroad if that is really what you want. I really want you to succeed. I don't want you to waste your money for any reason. If you decide to invest in your future, to go to any place abroad or wherever, let it not be a waste. So I believe that the coming months, they are for you. I will not say wait till 2023. December is still here. The coming months are for you. If you don't look for shortcuts, if you follow these things that I've talked about in this video, doing your own research, following us and asking relevant questions, there is no way, I'm telling you, there is no way you will not find yourself in that your dream country in 2023. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for watching and for following me to the end of this video. If you have watched to the end of this video, thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the coming videos. Good luck, and I wish you all the very best.